Okay, hi. My name is Michael Dow, and I'll be giving a presentation about Nurse Florence titled What If? We'll start off with some quotes from Florence Nightingale, the inspiration of the Nurse Florence series. Were there none who were discontented with what they have, the world would never reach anything better. I really love that quote from her. And another one, 100 struggle and drown in the breakers, one discovers the new world. Rather, 10 times die in the surf, heralding the way to a new world than stand idly on the shore. So, Nurse Florence is here to possibly bring something new to the world. A little bit about my background, since I have I think, an interesting educational journey. I dropped out of college twice because my parents were paying for everything. It was a full ride, and I felt like I was wasting their money. So I dropped out. They were really upset, but I got focused. I went back to school. I took a neuropsychology class and learned about how the brain worked, and I was like, oh wow, maybe I'm doing really good in school now. Maybe I could be a doctor even. So I graduated. I went to another school, started a biology degree, and then the events of September 11th, 2001 happened, and that changed my life completely. I joined the military because I was really angry at the terrorists. I wanted to serve my country. And so after deploying 6 times during that period, someone said, well, to become a major in the Air Force, you got to get a master's degree. I said, well, okay, I guess I'm getting a master's degree. So I got one in management, and then I got medically retired. And then I spent 8 years as a social worker at the VA hospital helping combat PTSD veterans. And I wanted to work at the VA, so I said, well, maybe if I get a health administration degree, that will help. So I did my GI Bill, got my second master's degree, and then did not get the VA job. But then I thought, well, I've always wanted to do something in medicine, so maybe I'll go to nursing school. So I found an accelerated master's program, and I used my GI Bill to get a third master's degree. So it all just happened. It was an accident. I did not plan, like, I'm going to get 3 master's degrees. But so I graduated in August 2020, and I've been a practicing nurse since September of 2020. So there are the details of my 5 degrees. Again, it wasn't all planned. I like to joke that it's the universe's punishment for me dropping out of college twice and frustrating my dad a lot. He was very angry. So here I am with all this education. Okay, so the Nurse Florence background. So COVID had happened. And here we are at the end of that school semester, May of 2020, and online schooling has started with like Zoom, and my kids, the 2 kids had started that. I think they were in first grade and third grade, I think. And but it was going to be very bad, spending 30 minutes just trying to get the kids focused on the teacher. And I thought, oh my gosh, what kind of science education are they going to get over the next 3 years? So then I thought, and this is where the what if starts. So what if I wrote a science book and my kids had to read it because Dad wrote it? So I wrote the first book, Nurse Florence, Help I'm Bleeding. So I submitted it to some book awards because I thought, well, what if I could get a book award? This is a pretty good book. And so I got one. I got a Nautilus Silver Book Award for that first book. Better Books for a Better World is their slogan. And so then I thought, well, maybe I got a niche. So what if I write some more? So my niece, 17 years old at the time, was illustrating the books. And so she did the first 4. But then she got tired. She said, Tio Michael, I'm tired. I want to be a kid. I want to finish my senior year in high school and have fun. So she stopped. So then I thought, well, what if I start recruiting illustrators? So that's what I started to do. But a little accident happened, and like throughout history, little accidents. I mean, that's how we discovered penicillin. For antibiotics and stuff. So a little accident happened with those first 4 books that Sandra didn't, in my opinion, didn't make the nurse exactly the same in all 4 books. They were a little different. So I thought, well, okay, I guess I'm just going to go with it. We're just going to have the nurse different in every book to like represent all the ethnicities, to like inspire a whole new generation. So the other little accident that happened with Sandra is I just told her, just put 3 girls in the book that are friends, and they're going to ask the nurse like interesting questions. So she's the one that decided on a Caucasian, Hispanic, and African American. So another layer of diversity in the book. And the girls, the 3 girls, we have them love in science. They ask brilliant questions, and they always talk to their mentor, Nurse Florence, usually in the cafeteria. So then I thought, well, okay, now that I've started recruiting illustrators, I'm going to just start applying to many book award programs. So then I thought, well, what if I started doing disease books? And I was like, oh my gosh, if I do disease books, this is going to be like a huge project because there's so many diseases. I said, well, okay, let's go for it, So we started doing disease books because we thought, well, like the heart attack book, if granddad gets a heart attack, then everybody can sit down and read about what like granddad went through and what the doctors and nurses did at the hospital. So we started doing diseases, and then I started getting I submitted some free giveaways on Goodreads, and I started getting all this feedback that like grandparents are learning with each book. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is a book for the family, not just like for 5th graders. So we are extremely thorough in our disease books. We talk about pathophysiology, signs and symptoms of the disease, how to get diagnosed, treatment options, and prevention strategies, because we want to like teach kids to like live a healthy life, So then I thought, well, what if we do 500 books in the series? And now it's actually going to be closer to 600 or 700. So I was like, I need more illustrators. So I started on Facebook recruiting illustrators, and it's a royalties compensation. But I later discovered how to recruit illustrators that are college students still in school, in graphic design or whatever program they're in. So now, we started with Facebook guys in 2021, and now we're on Handshake, getting illustrators, and now we have over 160 illustrators. We're gonna go over 200. We're probably gonna get to 231 illustrators in the project. We do a book every 5 days, and that might seem a little unbelievable, but my second master's degree, the master's in health administration, I was writing a paper like every 2 weeks, like a 3 to 5 page paper for like over 2 years, nonstop. So that program like really trained me to be efficient with my research and my writing. And so that's why I'm able to like keep up this pace. But it just so happens that somebody is through with their illustrations every like 5 days or so. So that's why we're able to do so many. But we're helping college students become published illustrators before they even graduate. So we think that's pretty awesome. And we just published book 172 last week. So then I thought, well, what if every Nurse Florence could get its own book award? So right now, the first 85 books have their own book award, but we've gotten 120 book awards. So that is the goal, is that every Nurse Florence, because we believe we're hitting home runs with every book, that we believe that they all deserve book awards. And we've won Best Children's Educational Series 3 years in a row with Independent Press Award, helping college students with their resume. And in January of 2024, Harvard University started selling all of our books. So we consider that a book award by itself. Because why does, the most famous university in the world need to sell kids' books? They don't, they choose to. So then I thought, well, what if we get Nurse Florence trademarked? So we have now got it trademarked around the world. When it got trademarked in England, my lawyer over there was shocked. She said, Michael, I can't believe it, because you don't understand. Florence Nightingale is taught to every 6-year-old in the country. She's literally a national hero. I said, well, that's cool that we got it without objection. So then we started submitting for our translations, Infirmera Florence and Infirmier Florence, the Spanish and the French. So that's now trademarked around the world. And so this is a global project that we are doing. So what if Nurse Florence could spark a global movement for health promotion and literacy? Because we have written it at a level that, third graders can understand. We're converting them into first grade level reading, beginning readers editions, and even grandparents are enjoying the book. So, like Disney, I'm sure you enjoy all the Disney movies. So Disney found the secret to keep adults entertained with their movies. So we found the secret to keep adults entertained with every book. We have some interesting facts, science facts in every book, so that even adults walk away learning something new. So we have sold handfuls around the country, around the world. And in Japan, Germany, England, Australia, and others. So it's the start of something. Now, even a tree had to start as a seed, right? So we're at the beginning stages of this. But we're bringing back community because families are reading these books together and they're really enjoying them. And so we think that this could be part of something bigger. So what if these books got into every libraries, and especially school libraries, so that little science projects or research projects could be done on the different books to really learn about people's bodies? Could you imagine a world where everybody can have a competent conversation with their doctor? How awesome would that be? And to be able to read their prescription labels and know exactly how to take their medicine. Everybody to be able to read a nutrition label, to understand what they're eating and what vitamins they need and stuff like that. So, what would society look like if everybody was on that same level? And then, that's that second part, all families have an educated conversation with their doctors. But what if all families enjoyed and appreciated science? Because Nurse Florence is totally about promoting science and health. So just what if everybody was truly a lifelong learner? What if everybody respected everybody's diversity? Because, like I said, we have the 3 4th grade girls that are Caucasian, Hispanic, and African American that are all 3 best friends, and they're talking to a nurse that's a different ethnicity in every book. So, we're promoting diversity that way. So what if everybody respected each other's diversity? And then what if everybody had compassion for each other? Because, the nursing profession is a helping profession where we do have compassion towards everybody. And then the last, what if everybody was a lifelong learner, enjoyed learning, which is, we're trying to encourage people to have that lifelong learning attitude with Nurse Florence. Some future plans. We've actually created a nonprofit called Endower that will help get money from philanthropists to buy sets of the series to put for free into libraries. So that's one big idea that we've already started. We got the trademark registration process started for that and the logo and everything. So we're hoping for big things with that. We want to create a nonprofit to help single moms in nursing school stay in school if they have a financial emergency, where part of the royalties will go to this nonprofit. So people will not only be educating their family with health topics, but they'll be helping single moms also. We want to create a nursing history museum in Tucson, Arizona. That'll be stuff to do to celebrate the great women in history that really push nursing forward, like Florence Nightingale and Dorothea Dix and Clara Barton. We have about 30 other book series planned. We started the second series called Nurse Dorothea, which is mental health for teenagers and young adults. And we do a new book of those every 7 weeks. And that is an interactive book experience where the reader is asked to participate with the participants in the story, the characters in the story, to do the things. So when Nurse Dorothea teaches about deep breathing as a coping skill, then she asks everybody, okay, let's stop and actually do some deep breathing. So Nurse Dorothea is really unique. But we're going to start a citizenship series here, hopefully by the end of the year, and then next year, hopefully a leadership series, which will focus on nursing leadership, to show how much nursing has advanced in the realm of leadership, but also to highlight important women like Clara Barton, who was the founder of the Red Cross and stuff like that. We want to do an animated TV series, so we want to create an animation studio that'll help promote health literacy. And we also want to do a live action movie studio that'll create a Nurse Florence universe, like a Marvel Cinematic Universe, but movies will follow characters, and then movies will integrate all the characters like an Avengers Assemble and stuff like that. So we got big plans. We got to sell a lot of books to get there, but we're hoping to get there soon. And then our company mission statement, vision, trademark slogan, all those things is help civilization reach its potential. We decided on that because we realized how much of an impact Nurse Florence and Nurse Dorothea and all these other series could have on society, to improve society. We're not just trying to change society, we're wanting to improve it, to have a long-lasting effect, to really bring civilization to another level, so that we can all reach our potential. So that concludes my presentation. Are there any questions? Okay. Thank you. I have a special coin for y'all, and got